Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to please take any card you want. That one. Now, you want that card or you want to exchange it for any other one?
I want
That one? Okay. Now, notice I'm gonna put it back in the deck of playing cards. No funny moves. Everything is very well square. Notice by spreading the deck of playing cards, only one card is face down. And that card is your selection. Okay, so in this video I will show you how you can turn the deck over in front of the spectator's view without taking the hands out of the camera view. And there are two ways. The way I did it in the performance is this way. Okay, and the other way to do it, okay, is it kind of looks similar, but it's not the same. That way. Let me show you first the way I did it in the performance, which is, this is all you have to do. Notice by squaring from the sides, I have the index bent right under the deck of playing cards. And by doing this, I'm gonna do this move under the cover of this hand, like that. Okay. And once I already stretch it, I'm gonna shift or switch the index for a thumb, so I can spin it this way. So by spinning, the purpose of the spinning, and by this side of the hand I square this side of the deck of playing cards, and by this hand I'm squaring this other side. Now I try not to go all the way like that, but it helps, you know, to cover any discrepancies, because when you do this you may end up, you know, flashing these other face-up cards. That's the issue. So that's the only thing you have to practice, which is not even that big deal, that complicated, but you have to find justifications for the before and after the move, which is this spinning and then this turning action. Okay, once again, you do some moves before, because the spectator, they take any card away from the deck. You do this move, you square, and then you spin. Okay, so by doing this spinning motion, you're actually squaring from the sides, and by doing this other one, you are squaring from these short sides. So you're pretty much squaring for the four sides of the deck. Okay, that's why you keep spinning, and it looks more subtle, this move. So that's the first way I did it in the performance. The second way, let's see if you like it better, which is showing everything okay, and that's the move. Okay, this one I only spin it halfway under the cover of this hand right here, and then with these other fingers I flip the deck instead of the first method, which is from this long side. By spinning you square. This second method, you just spin it from this short side and spin it this way. So from here only the bottom card is face up, and that's it. That's the move, because it just takes half spin right under the hand, and the other half is completed by this other hand instead, which is maybe a little faster. Not a big deal, but you have to practice the fact that you have to square so you don't end up flashing any of the cards. So the first method is by stretching and then shift the index for a thumb, and by doing this with a forefinger I'm spinning, and then you spin this other way as well. Okay, under the cover of the hand. That's the first method, so you do some moves before and after to justify the turning action of the hand for this first method and for a second one, which is this. One last time from the magician's perspective, you stretch with the index finger right underneath and shift or switch the index for a thumb so you can spin the deck this way and then this other way. Okay, so this is the move, very slowly. Under the cover of this hand, it has to look normal. That's why you do some moves before and after you spin it. You practice how not to flash these cards too much. And then you spin it this other way. Okay, it's not that complicated, but you do have to practice how not to flash the face-up cards. Okay, so that's the first method. The second method maybe is a little easier than the first one because you only have to spin it halfway instead, and the other half you do it with this other hand from the short side like that. So this is the move. Okay. You spin it and you spin it again, only halfway. They take the card and spin it. That's the move. You see, it is kind of fast, which is going to be up to you. You like it better than the first one, because in the first one you had to do the whole move yourself with this hand, and the second one you do half move and then the rest completed with the help of this hand. So that's going to be up to you, and that's pretty much it. Now again, for a performance, you had to have the card face up, okay, before they even start taking the card. So as soon as they take the card out of the deck, you have to do the squaring gestures and then the spinning. So when they put the card back, now put it, of course, face up. Now the way I did it in the performance, I did a thumb fan in a reverse way, which is a little bit more complicated, but you don't have to do this in case you don't like to do this thumb fan. And you can just bevel the deck, and the spectator, they can put it themselves somewhere in the middle, and by the time you square it, show both sides so they can see there is no gaps or breaks. You can then turn over the deck under the cover of the top half. Now I already have a tutorial for that one. In case you want to see that one, just go to this video footnote and I'm gonna explain this other technique, which is a different one. In this video I just want to explain how to turn the deck over under the cover of this hand, so you don't have to move yourself too much or get away from the audience view. Okay, so this way is gonna look okay. However, you don't supposed to make any big deal out of it. Now by the time the spectator, they take the card out of the deck, when you start doing the move, you ask the spectator, you want that card or you want to change it for any other one, so they don't pay too much attention on the deck of playing cards. At the same time you're speaking, they are looking at you instead of the deck of playing cards. But in case you have more audience around you and they are too picky, they are staring at your hands, this move may become a little bit more handy for those people who stare too much at your hands.